What is happening, my YouTube family? It is your boy Zeri from the XMG coming at you to talk to you about the new patch notes that were dropped today by Lizard Breath for patch 1.2.41. And in that, we got some good stuff. We got a character I am super excited to tell you all about, and we're going to see some gameplay. Going to kind of restrain from my thoughts and feelings on the character since I want to put that in the noob series. So just remember, everything you see is subject to change until the patch goes live. This character will be the next Battle Pass character, so that is going to be awesome. That Battle Pass itself is called Season of Arrows, and that'll play into his kit, so that is pretty dang cool. So we're going to break down the patch. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Garrett. We will show you his character model, all of that good stuff that goes along with it. But if you're just finding me for the first time and you're liking what you're seeing, click that subscribe button, turn on notifications, all of that stuff that goes along with it. And my XMG family members out there, you know I love you. And I have the uncommon rune, or I keep calling them runes, artifact guide in the works. I am breaking them all down now. I figure I'll probably have a day in between there, and this will launch Thursday morning most likely, and then the gearing of Garrett will launch Thursday evening at some point, maybe Friday depending on how I'm feeling. But other than that, let's jump into the new patch notes for 1.2.1.41. That's it. Yeah. Alright, so here we go. And coming this week, so September's right around the corner, so here it is. We have a new difficulty tier for the raid, and even new looks for the dragon himself, new season, new hero, balance improvements for buff, bug squashing, and enhanced visual effects, all in this week's patch. I'm liking where this is going. General, new difficulty tier for Heroic Guild Raid 8. A true challenge for experienced guilds with better rewards. The dragon now has several new looks with every difficulty level. So as the difficulty increases, awesome. Season of Arrows begins September 1st, and we are welcoming a new hero, Garrett, Human Fighter Ranger, available from the Season of Arrows, and a special season chest. Enhanced visuals for new hero summoning. So pretty excited to check that out. Then we have some balance changes, and we're going to talk a little bit about those balance changes and how I feel about them. Buff. They remove stun from the possible debuffs of the dice throw ability. Then they remove taunt from the possible buffs in the dice throw ability. And I was asked to reach out to Lizard Breath because people on my Discord wanted taunt gone, because it's a lot of mirror matches, and it's coming down strictly to RNG. Runes and artifacts really aren't playing into that very much, and it's very, very frustrating. So, I get it. You know, they also talk to Lizard Breath. I have a category in my Discord for Ask Lizard Breath. She is in there. She answers questions. She's just amazing. And then I reached out to John the Guru, and he actually asked my opinion on it. You know, I just said, hey, I wanted to let you know the top tier players are getting very frustrated with this, and it could be a point of contention. And he wrote back and he said, Zeri, what do you feel? How do you feel about it? And I told him I was torn. You know, I understand completely that you shouldn't lose a match based on RNG if everything's identical, because if put the taunt on the wrong person, the match is over. And at the same time, I was kind of like, well, that's the RNG of the character. I mean, we kind of knew that coming in. But I think it's the same thing with, like, a Selena's kit, that the taunt is just terrible. A taunt should not be a buff that you can put on your teammate unless it strictly goes to the defender. So I told John the Guru that I basically was torn about it. I understand both sides of the thing, the argument, and I was just kind of worried about the overall balance of the game and how this would affect it. And they did some testing and they decided to go through with it. And it's all because people on my Discord asked Lizard Breath about it. And they did it in other things. I'm not saying it's strictly from my Discord. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying it's cool to see the interaction play out. That just goes to show you how much the devs listen and how much they care about the players of this game. And I think removing the stun from the debuffs is just a kind of way to counteract it. And I'm okay with the stun because there's so many debuffs. I only saw it a couple times. I'm really okay with that. Kagi. Moving on. Alliance of Winds passive ability. Increases magic damage by 30%. If Boris is in the party when the battle starts, Kagi and Boris both gain dodge increases for 2 turns. Used to be damage increase for 2 turns. Interesting. Now what we're looking at there is we are looking at the difference between damage and dodge. Now Hera plays into that dodge mechanic. And for survivability's sake, especially with Kagi, that could be big. But I wonder what it's going to do to, not so much Kagi, but Boris. You know, Boris was the heavy damage dealer, and he made that buff event so much easier. And I wonder if this is kind of to counteract what they did to buff. Now, I don't know that, but the buff event, they don't want to hurt the buff event. They don't want the buff event to be easier for people the second time around due to a change in the game. Now, if it's easier for people the second time around because they've geared their guys more and they have Bori and all that stuff, that's absolutely fine. But if they go to, you know, they take away that taunt, because that's actually how I beat it, is that taunt came up and I was able to kind of bounce around. So if they take that away, how are they going to still kind of make it challenging? And this is the way they're going to do it, I think. And you know what? All in all, I think it's a good move because the survivability of Boris and Kagi suck horrendously. So I think that's a good move. And it's much easier to gear Rune for damage than Rune for dodge. Now, the Madness Guild Raid. Balance changes coming for the Madness Guild Raid. Increased potency for guild bosses in the raid from 10% for Tier 1 to 80% for Tier 8. The dragon is now immune to blind on Tier 7, and increased tenacity by 10% for Tier 7 raid bosses. So this is the answer that we were looking for soloing the raid 7 months ago. And they've implemented it. This severely takes a hit to Master Duo. You know, I just made that artifact guide, and I said, you know, this is huge for Master Duo, and it still would be early on because it's only to T7, so I have no problem with that, honestly. People would probably be upset because they put a lot of gear into Master Duo, and they're building him up, but it happens. I mean, it happens. And, you know, the game's been out about a year, and about a year is when we started soloing the Rancor raid in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. When Darth Vader came in, we were able to start soloing the Rancor. So a little bit after a year. So I'm okay with that. And it stops people from just getting one powerful person in the guild. It actually makes you work as a team and play the raid as it is intended. So I really don't have a problem with that at all. The tenacity is going to be a big problem. I mean, not a big problem. It's just people are gonna have to fight what they're doing. And another reason I think this got implemented is because they want the guilds to try T8. If T7 is so super farmable where it takes 5 people to knock it down, which I've complained about, let's make it a little harder. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I don't really 10% on the bosses isn't crazy. So bug fixes: fixed 10 premium chests, bonus draw coins that were not being added properly, fixed the equipped all button, event chests now remain visible till the end of the event. I like that. That is awesome. I love how they do that. before, it pissed me off. It drove me crazy. The event's still up. And it's like the first day of the event. Well, they should run the whole time, because that way, if somebody gets, they're saying, well, I'm not going to buy that right now because they think they can grind it out. Well, now it's the last day of the event. They're 20 shards away, and they have no offer to buy. So I think that's great. It helps out the player base, and it helps out play quantum. So I like that. Fixed crashes that occur when opening artifacts chests. This is the only bug I've actually seen right here. And I go to open an artifact chest, and I have to relaunch the game. It's happened to me a couple times, so they're aware of it. They're fixing it. Awesome. Okay, so now on to Garrett. And I am going to pop over to the test server so you can see what Garrett looks like. So here is Garrett in all of his glory. I love this character design. We have the wolf, the crossbow, the like metallic sights that look like a cross, the wolf with that glowing fiery stuff. We have, his quiver of arrows. He's kind of got his wolf draped over him, scars from where he fought the wolf. Crossbows are just sweet anyways, so really like that. The only drawback I got is he is like the quintessential archer green. I thought it'd be kind of cool if they worked in maybe some blue, like with Freezard and Soleus, but it is what it is. But there is Garrett, and when I was shooting that artifact video, I was so afraid I was going to accidentally include him, and I didn't, thank God. But there he is, and he is awesome. I love the way he looks. The goatee, just really, really cool looking character. So much like the noob series, what I'm going to do here is when I'm reading the ability, you'll see them come up. Alright, and I'll include that still in the noob video, but I just want to show you some gameplay of him. I've been playing him, I think we got him 5-6 days ago on the test server, and really excited for that noob series. So, first move here, Surprise Arrow. Basic ability, 300 physical damage to an enemy, applies the effect of a pulled arrow. Okay, popping up on your screen, you see this effect, and you saw it in the video too. What happens is there is this little blue symbol right here. That will change, so it'll let you know what his next arrow is going to inflict. And when we get to his passive, you'll see that. But this way so you can kind of hold off on a move that could possibly inflict that, etc. Just super cool kit. And like right here, his next attack will apply a bleeding effect. So, and it rotates. It's all random. You don't know what you're going to get. So, that's that. Dangerous Volley. Second ability. Cooldown 4 of 4. So this starts not on cooldown. So it's pretty cool. Deals 300 physical damage to all enemies and applies the effect of a pulled arrow. So when we get to his passive, I'll kind of come back to that. Flare. Removes all effects of invisibility from enemies. Blinds all enemies for 1 turn. Garrett and all allies receive an accuracy increase for 2 turns. Garrett and Eric's Shield Breaker receive a crit damage increase and a crit chance increase for 2 turns. Mass Dispel of Invisibility, Mass Blind, accuracy increase. Eric's Shield Breaker synergy is just fantastic. Then passive ability. At the end of this turn, Garrett pulls out a random arrow from his quiver. Possible arrows include the Sharp Arrow inflicts a bleeding effect, Fire Arrow inflicts burning, Poison Arrow inflicts poison effect, Daze Arrow inflicts a daze effect, Ice Arrow inflicts slow for 2 turns. Anti-Mage Arrow removes all buffs. If Eric the Shield Breaker is on the battlefield, Garrett and Eric both gain an additional 10% health and 10 speed. Amazing. 10 speed to Eric the Shield Breaker is unbelievable. 10 health. Awesome. But what I was talking about with his dangerous volley, if you see you have like a poison arrow, you just might want to do a basic, because you don't know if that daze arrow's coming. You don't know if that anti-mage arrow is coming, because if the anti-mage arrow comes and you only have your basic up, you're only going to dispel that one target. But if you save that for when you have the dangerous volley, you can dispel everything on everyone. So, yeah. We'll get into that more in the noob series. But it's kind of a tricky balance. So there it is, my YouTube family. There is the patch notes for 1.2.41. Bringing Garrett, love this character, bringing some changes to buff, which has been requested. Devs listening. Bug fixes. Tweaking Kagi a little bit. And we got some details about T8 and how they're tweaking lower raids. Got no problem with it. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you excited about Garrett? Because you should be. Are you excited about T8? How do you feel about the T7 changes? Comments down below. I am always reading them. I know I'm behind on responding, but I still read them, all of them. So leave me those comments below. And again, if you're just finding me for the first time, click that subscribe button. Join the XMG family. You won't regret it. Turn on notifications so you don't miss videos like this. To my XMG family members out there, you know I love you. It's good to see us grow. It's hello to everybody out there. I'll see y'all in the next one. Love y'all. I'm out.